Hey, y'all, it's Crystal Hunsucker. Happy Magnanimous Monday, and welcome to your $1,000,000 message. Wow, after yet an insanely crazy busy weekend and a busy week at school, Beckham made it through, dun-da-da-da, his first week of kindergarten. Oh, my gosh, it was just so sweet and so awesome, and just so grateful for that kid. We're starting this week in my birthday week. Yay! My birthday is August 23rd on Friday, and I'm just really excited about it. And it just brings a lot of reflection for me that where or what, who am I going to be in the next 5 years before my 50th birthday? What is it that I'm going to do the next 5 years that I'm going to leave better, that I'm going to be imprinting the next generation on what happens in these next 5 years, not only with what I'm doing within my family, within our company, but just in my life. What am I doing? And asking myself some questions on different goals, different aspirations, different creative thoughts that God has planted and placed in my heart is that, do I believe that can I? I mean, asking yourself these questions. Do I believe can I? Do I believe will I? And do I believe that I even want to? Do I want to do it? And I think these are just such important questions that we ask ourselves often, but especially when you're hitting a semi-big birthday, 45, 5 years from 50, and what and where and who I want to be by the time I get there. And so today, though, I had something prepared, and just God is just doing his thing and directing me somewhere else. So here we go, guys. This week at Beckham's first week of kindergarten, I have a lot of prayers for him because he is a standout kid. He is fiery. He is passionate. He sometimes says things he shouldn't say. I worry what other people think. I don't really know why. I worry about that. I worry that teachers aren't going to fall in love with him, or that friends aren't going to think he's sweet because maybe he made a bad decision one of the days. You know, whatever it is, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I truly believe that Beckham, he is just a really, really, really special kid. I mean, he just has something really special about him, and I'm just so proud of him, and I feel so blessed that at the school we're at, his teacher this year is actually a mom of one of the third graders that's one of Boone's classmates. And so we've spent lots of time with her, baseball games. She always gives Beckham attention, is always loving on him. And really, she said she prayed that Beckham would be in her class. And she said, I may have even begged to have him because she said, I see who he is. And I mean, doesn't that just swell your heart? So the story is that I did not plan on doing. I had something else, so maybe I'll do that next week. But they read these pigeon books, and it's these really precious series on the pigeon has to go to school, and then there's one, the pigeon finds a hot dog. And it's by Mo Willems. And they're these just adorable books, and what they did was they hit a pigeon, paper pigeon at the school, and they went on a scavenger hunt. And the kids thought they were looking for the pigeon, but in reality, they were teaching the children where different locations and different things were on campus. Like, where's the art room? Where's the music room? Where do we go eat lunch? Where are the bathrooms? You know, just all these different things, but they thought they were looking for the pigeon. And I just thought it was so cool. And Beckham even came home telling me about this pigeon book. And he said, oh, Mommy, the pigeon was being so selfish, and he found a hot dog, and he just wanted the hot dog to himself. And he goes, and Mommy, there was this duck, and oh, the duck was so cute, and that duck wanted some of that hot dog. And he told that pigeon, why don't we share it? And the pigeon looked at him and said, well, that's a good idea. And he shared their pigeon, or their hot dog. And he was like, it was such a good book. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So needless to say, we go to this meeting, and you guys are going to love this. There's a wall. It's their first week, and their pigeon artwork is on the bulletin board. And when I walked up to it at first, can I be vulnerable with you guys? I look up and I'm like, oh my word, Beckham's pigeon is the only one that looks different. And I'm just being real. I'm like almost embarrassed for a minute, like, oh great, he drew a crazy pigeon instead of this pigeon like everyone else did. So I just snapped a picture of his. Well, later, a friend of mine whose daughter is also in kindergarten comes up to me and she goes, I saw Beckham's pigeon. I was like, oh my gosh, that kid. I was like, he is, he is going to stand out. She goes, yes, he is. She goes, but I knew it was him the minute I saw it because it had so many bright colors. It had all those colors. And it just immediately, I was like, oh, that's Beckham's. And that was the first moment that I was like, well, that's interesting. Like, this friend of mine doesn't even know it, but she's encouraging me on the beautiful pieces of that Beckham is just different. I mean, he is just a unique, different kid. So then we get home and Brad's like, did you see the pigeon wall? And I'm like, I did. And she's like, did you get a picture? I'm like, no. So I text the teacher. She sends me the picture of the wall. And I said, I love Beckham and his zest for life and the way he does things. And she says, well, he drew the pigeon that was angry in the story. And I was like, what? And she said, actually, he was listening. And that he even applied knowledge from the text, from the book, and the others just followed along with the example that they held up. So all of the other kids, not that that's bad, they're kindergarten, but everybody else, they just held up a picture, and basically the directions were that they could use any pigeon from the story, and all of the other children drew the pigeon that the teacher held up, except for my Beckham. And she saw that, and that she knew that he was paying attention. And I asked him later, I said, buddy, I'm just curious. Why did you pick the angry pigeon? Because I'm like, oh my word, am I like, I think as parents these days, we think everything is so deep. And sometimes he's 5. And he goes, Mom, it's because he just looked so cool and he had that crazy eye with those red lines on it. And I loved it. So I wanted to draw him as my pigeon picture. And so needless to say, like, God is just immediately like showing me that, hey, buckle up. You better get ready because Beckham is going to stand out. And I am using this to help grow me. He's going to grow Beckham. He's going to grow Boone. Through all of this, he's going to grow Brad, but ultimately, Beckham being different and unique is going to be pretty outstanding. And so I just want to encourage you with this story today. I hope it touched your heart, but I hope that it gives you a new magnifying glass of what am I looking at through the wrong lens? Because I have to be honest, I'm always worried about what people are thinking about my Beckham because he's loud and he's vibrant and he's just a lot of energy. I just don't know where he got it from. I just don't know. And the truth and the honesty is that I don't necessarily choose the accessories I do or pick the way that I dress or the colors or anything like that to like necessarily, oh, I'm doing this solely out of I want attention. I'm going to be honest, I do like attention. I love positive attention. But a lot of it is I do it because I love it, because it brings me joy. It gives me daily, I get to utilize this creative piece of my heart and of my brain to piece together the wardrobe and the outfit and the lipstick color and all of those things because it's who God made me. And so that's really what I want to challenge you with. Is there something about yourself or something about someone in your life that maybe you need to readjust the lens, that you need to pull up that magnifying glass and look at it through God's eyes and what he is doing and the positive things that he's doing instead of us always looking at what we may not love about a situation, whereas I'm always worried about the attention Beckham's getting, that somebody's going to say something bad about him. And ultimately, he is totally endearing. Everybody adores him and thinks he's funny and precious and that he's going to change the world. I bet you're going to change the world too. Let's make it a great week on my birthday week. You better have a good week. It is my birthday on Friday. I love you guys. Raise your hands in the air. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. May you know that if God is for you, who can be against you? With God on your side, whom shall you fear? May you be like a tree that is planted by rivers of living water, that your leaf will not wither, and whatsoever you do, say it with me, it shall prosper. Have a magnanimous Monday, and enjoy celebrating my birthday week. Go eat a cupcake for me.